Hello everyone, this is Tim with Paintball Tek. Got a rebuild video for you guys today of I want to say this is the 2004 generation of the MacDev Gladiator vertical reg. This would have been the reg that came on the 04 Cyborgs and also some of the older Sonic autocockers, things along those lines. But every now and then everything needs to get rebuilt, so I'm going to go over breakdown. It's pretty simple. What O-rings are inside and which ones to change and you know, where to grease and whatnot. So to get these regs apart, the split is down here. You have the top half and the bottom half, and then your macro fitting on the bottom here. And then the adjuster is here in the middle. It uses a 332 Allen key. So to take this apart, you just unscrew the top and bottom half. They come apart just like that. So in the top half you have the piston and the two bottom plates that have the seal sandwich inside of them. And on the bottom you have the regulator seat, this little red puck here. It's very, very rare that you would ever have a leak because of this puck through the bottom, but there is an O-ring on this puck that seals here. So real quick, to get that out of the way, I'll show you how to grease that, which is very, very rare, but if you have a leak at around this screw, this is the one you want to check. So take your 332 and screw the screw all the way in, and it'll push the puck upwards like this. You can pull the puck out, and then underneath that you'll have a little washer and a ball bearing, and then the screw is down inside here. The O-ring in question is this little small black metric one that goes around the outside of the reg puck. This puck, if it is damaged, can be flipped over and used, like if you have like a reg creep issue, like if this flat surface is dug in or damaged or worn, you can pull this out, flip it over, and use the back side of it without having to replace the entire puck, which is also handy because I'm not sure if these are still available for MacDev because the reg is so old. But anyway, the O-ring on here is a 4x1 millimeter, and to grease that you just take a dot of Dow grease, run along the edges, then you're going to want to pull that screw back down. Bearing goes in first, the washer goes in on top of the bearing. That's what's used to make the flat area for this to push on, and then the puck just gets pressed back down in the bottom housing there. So now that's rebuilt. Set that aside. Actually, I'm going to pull the body sealing O-ring off here. Set that aside. Now the piston inside here has Belleville washers on it, so you want to be careful when taking it out and they don't go flying across the room. The easiest way is to push it from the top. Just kind of make sure everything comes out in one stack like that. This is hollow now. Set it aside. So on this assembly you have the piston that goes all the way through, and then there's two plates down here on the bottom and two O-rings. So you can pull those off the bottom of the stack and set the piston aside with the Belleville washers. The two plates come apart. One side is just looks like a washer. The other one has two grooves on it for O-rings. One on the outside, one on the inside. So those come apart like that. And then the piston has its O-ring on it here. Which comes off. So that's, let's see. Order would be like this. That's how everything would go together in order. Laid out like that. So anyway, oh, and then obviously the tank O-ring that's on the top there. Now, to start replacing rings, top O-rings, just tank O-ring size. It's 015, 70 or 90 works fine. The piston O-ring here is a 016. See if I can get the bevels back together. There. 016. That goes away. The two on the bottom plate here are a number 8 in the middle. Sits in there like that. And a number 17 on the outside. Sits on there like that. And then this plate sits like this. And then the bottom work section is a number 18. Just goes around like that. Now to grease this, you're going to want to use MacDev grease, Dow 33. This is just Dow 33 here. Make sure you grease the O-ring on the piston. And then I like to put some on the inner wall, that way it's not dragging on a dry surface. And then also a little bit on the small end of the piston, because that small end of the piston is sealing on this small O-ring in here. And you want to make sure that you get grease on the small number 8 in the middle, and grease on the 017 on the outside edge. Now, you can sandwich those two plates back together with the flat washer towards the top. And you can push it onto the piston assembly like that. A little bit of grease for the bottom section where the body halves are going to seal together, right around the edge. So you don't have to worry about greasing the 018 on the outside there. And then the piston assembly goes back in. Small side first, large side last. You can just drop it in, make sure the bevels line up, just push the whole thing in like that. Then simply screw the rig halves back together. And wipe off any excess grease or oil. Grease in this case. And your rig is ready to use for your next application. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Have a good afternoon.